This is RJ Banks coming today for Banks Credit Chat, discussing 3 reasons why you should not close out any of your credit card accounts. And that includes the one that has a high APR and those annoying annual fee ones. The reason why is going to be just simple as that. Is the first one is your credit utilization. Credit utilization is such a big part of your overall credit score. It makes up 30%. And it essentially says how much available credit you have amongst all your credit lines open. By closing out any account, that's going to increase that credit utilization rate, and it has a negative aspect on your credit score and can actually lower it. That's the first reason. It should be substantial enough not to close out the account. The second reason is that it affects your overall credit history. Credit history is the length of how long you've had the credit card accounts. Typically, even if you have a bad credit account, one that has a high APR of like 30% and those annual fee that kicks in, you probably started off with that account. And that account probably has the longest amount of credit history, and you've been paying on it, maybe you've had it for over 10 to 15 years. And by closing that account out, you're closing out the credit length of your credit history. So the other accounts may not have the long-standing history showing how you operated with that account, with any of your accounts. Because really, when you're doing anything with your credit, you're trying to paint a picture. One of stability, length of time that you've been able to handle the credit cards in the right manner. You're keeping the balances down. You're painting a picture in this case. So closing that account out, has an effect on how they view you in terms of how long you've had the accounts on. The other accounts are new. So new accounts, haven't established enough history to trust you enough. Putting in kind of layman's terms to make it more easier. The last one, and this is surprising, is that it can affect your overall variety in terms of your credit mix. Your credit mix is the variety of accounts that you have. A good mix requires you to have, let's say a home mortgage, Sky Miles card, personal loan, car loan, and maybe a retail card. By closing out that account, let's say it's a retail card, that's the only one you had in the bank. You don't have a bunch of retail cards, you have one retail card. That can affect your overall credit mix, and you don't show enough diversity. So those 3 reasons are why you should not close out any of your credit card accounts, especially in 2023 and truly much going forward. There are reasons when you should close it out, and that's if you're in a debt management program, you have an overall issue with credit as a whole. That's the only reason why you should close out any accounts, because you really just can't pay them as a whole. But if you're making payments on it, and this card just doesn't seem like it's bringing you much value, consider those 3 reasons before you close those accounts out. Because the only reason why you should close out any account is if you're under a debt management program. If you're not, then closing out an account has 3 aspects of that people don't take in consideration enough that will affect your credit score. If this video has been any value, please subscribe, leave some comments. Until my next video for Banks Credit Chat, I'm out.